On the broadcast, we're learning that after Chinese outlets, India has blocked Turkish public broadcaster TRT World. An important piece of update we had been learning on how there were blockages of certain media outlets that was reported from India, and now the very latest, because of the kind of support that Turkey is giving to Pakistan, now we are learning that the account of TRT World 2 has been blocked in India. Siddhant has more details. Yes, Siddhant.
Well, that's right, Reha. In fact, this decision has been taken by the Indian government. In fact, in the morning we reported that how Chinese mouthpiece, Global Times, social media accounts were blocked by the Indian government. Then we have also been told that Xinhua, the other Chinese mouthpiece, its accounts have also been banned by the Indian government. Now we're getting to know that the crackdown has taken place on Turkish broadcaster TRT's social media accounts, and in fact, we are not able to access these accounts on X and on various other platforms. Perhaps the reason could be that in last 1 week we have seen that how Pakistanis have used TRT to peddle lies and disinformation against India. In fact, I would like to cite two recent examples. Muzammil Ayub Thakur, a known ISI stooge, perhaps gave an interview to TRT and speaks against Hindus, spreads venom against Hindus and Indian. Perhaps is sending army. The second recent example is the claim made by Ishaq Dar. If you remember, Reha, when there was tension between the two countries, and right after the 7th of May, perhaps Ishaq Dar gave interview to TRT World and said that both sides' NSAs are in touch. Now, in the times when India had struck 8 of the terror camps in POJK and POK, and Pakistan has responded to that, and again India has struck more army areas deep in Pakistan. In these times, Pakistan's foreign minister giving an interview to TRT and perhaps confirming that both the NSAs are in touch. Perhaps that was denied by Foreign Secretary, I beg your pardon, Vikram Misri. He very clearly said that I don't have any information about the claims made by Ishaq Dar. So TRT was a very how should I put it? Very, very important tool for the Pakistani army, ISI, in last 1 week.
Okay.
They have been misusing it to spread propaganda and lies. It was a very comfortable platform for them to come on it and speak whatever they want to speak. There's going to be no counter question coming from the anchors and the journalists. Perhaps this could be one reason. This is my assessment of the things.
So has the Ministry of INB formally announced this blockage? How does it work from here on, Siddhant?
Well, how this actually works is something which I am not aware of. But I'm told that this happens through under a legal structure, since India has IT laws, and once the complaint is raised, the government of India looks into the matter, perhaps, and then takes action. But I personally feel that this time, if these accounts are getting banned, it has more to do with the national security. Okay. That is again my assessment.
Okay. And what is the scope of the blockade, Siddhant? Is it restricted to social media accounts? Is it restricted to their entire their website, or in fact their entire streaming here in the country?
Well, right now we have only been told that they are blocked on X, and that is with one platform where we are unable to access these portals. The status for YouTube and whether other social media platform does the same yardstick is going to be applied would something that we need more confirmation.
We have been discussing the editorial practices of TRT World, Siddhant, and we've also seen very, very recently, particularly post Operation Sindoor, the kind of emotions here in India, where there was an entire campaign that was run on not going to Turkey, not going to places like Azerbaijan because of the kind of support that these nations are giving to Pakistan, despite that entire terror operations that are significantly emanating from Pakistani soil. So that is the reason of that emotional churn here in India. And now, in line with that, possibly this particular blockage that has been done, you are mentioning that it's restricted so far to the social media channels, possibly could be extended to other platforms as well?
Absolutely, Graham. And look, as I said, that these requests are entertained on the basis of complaint raised by somebody, and acting upon those complaints only, government takes action and block the accounts of media outlets, or for that matter, any other accounts. But as you rightly said, in last 1 week, Graham, the editorial policies of these portals, stand exposed. Perhaps they gave free hand to the Pakistani ISI and army to misuse their portals. Perhaps each of their claims are being reported without doing the due diligence, speaking to the Indian side. In fact, speaking about the Chinese mouthpiece, Global Times, Greha, Chinese mouthpiece was fact-checked by the Indian embassy in Beijing, Greha. This is on 8th of May, if I'm not mistaken. And on Twitter, on X, they were fact-checked by the Indian embassy that how Global Times has done this piece on 8th of May. And the basis of that piece was the pro-Pak handles, which are not even verified and have been spreading lies and misinformation. Imagine, on the basis of those unverified X handles, Global Times is doing a piece because it suits Pakistan's narrative. So these things were what Indian government was very silently taking note of these things. They never reacted. Perhaps yesterday also in the press briefing, Mr. Jaiswal, the spokesperson of the ministry, did not say anything about China and Turkey. But having said that, the government of India is noting each and every thing which happened, development which happened in last 1 week. Whether it's Global Times, whether it's Xinhua, whether it's TRT, their editorial policies, how they were misused. They gave their platforms to Pakistani army. Khwaja Asifs and Ishaq Dars of the world were misusing it, using it as their toy to play against India all throughout last 2 weeks. Claiming, going on TRT and claiming that we have spoken to the NSA of India, etc., etc. So, and without doing the due diligence, Greha, these people used to put those stories. So that is something which Indians have not liked.
Okay, all right. Stay on, Siddhant. We also have Aman Sharma join us on the broadcast. Aman, would like to understand one thing. Is this going to set further precedents? Because after the X account of Global Times was blocked here in the country, now we are seeing TRT being blocked. It is so far you're just sticking to the social media platform, but is it setting a future precedence on various other accounts like the Al Jazeera, possibly because of the Pakistan leading also to be blocked in the country?
Greha, I won't get ahead of things. Al Jazeera has done a few things which India has not liked, but we'll wait if that action comes. I think as Siddhant was explaining very well just before me, I think this is a strike on the mouthpieces of both China and Turkey. In a way, the official mouthpieces, be it Xinhua or be it the TRT News or be it Global Times. These outlets, are propagating mainly Pakistan's point of view in their in the media. They are trying to tell us that Pakistan has maybe done a strategic victory that Pakistan has been claiming. Those voices are getting amplified not just in the Global Times but also Xinhua and TRT News. And it is not anybody's not to anybody's surprise, because China and Turkey have also been backing Pakistan in a big way. Turkish drones that we have found all over India, which were brought down of these Turkey-made drones, which the Turkish armed forces have also been using. The trips of this whole plane which went on 28th April to Pakistan from Turkey is believed to have carried these drones. That was the Indian security establishment suspects. On 30th April, we had official Turkish military delegation visiting Pakistan and meeting their air chief. So all these developments, tie up together. And, we have seen China also in the past few days calling for a de-escalation. We have found Chinese weapons being used, Chinese missiles being used, China's air defenses which were given to Pakistan. Of course, they failed spectacularly, completely failed to stop Indian offense. But still, India now very much knows that who stands in which camp. India is very clear that countries like China, countries like Turkey, Azerbaijan are totally in Pakistan's camp. They have been aiding and abetting Pakistan, by not just providing it weapons, but